Hello everyone, welcome to Guru Tegh Bahadur Public School's online classes. Today we are here with class 7th Science chapter 1 Nutrition and Plants. So first let us know what is nutrition. Nutrition comes from words nourishment. Nourishment. So what nutrition actually means is nutrition is a process of intaking of food and utilizing it in our body. Intaking food or nutrients, you can say anything. Intaking food and utilizing it. Utilizing it. Then, what are different types of nutrients? Nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, fats. These are different types of nutrients which our body needs mainly. So we all know that we all require food to live and to survive. And we also know that plants make their own food, but we depend on plants for the food. So there might be some questions in your mind that how can plants make their own food and why we can't? So plants can make their own food because they have green leaves. Green leaves in which chlorophyll is present. Chlorophyll is a substance which is green colored and gives the leaves green color, and it makes the leaves able to do the photosynthesis. So we lack of chlorophyll, that's why we can't do photosynthesis and cannot make our own food. Then we come to mode of nutrition in plants. So first let us know how many modes of nutrition are there. Nutrition. There are two modes of nutrition. First is autotrophic. Autotrophic. So as clear by its name, auto means self and trophic means nourishment. Self-nourishment means the one who makes his own food. Example are plants. Then comes heterotrophic. Heterotrophic. Hetero means others. So heterotrophic generally means the one who depends on food made by others. Example, humans and other animals. Then these are the two different types of nutrition as seen in this earth. Now we are keen to know that where the plants make their food. Do they make it in every part, or there is a specific organ of the plant where the food is made? So leaf is the food factory of the plants. Leaf is the only green leaves are the only place where the food is made in the plants. Photosynthesis. Now let us come to the different topic, which is photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Let us split the word and know its meaning. Photo in Latin means light. Synthesis means to make food. So this whole word means make food using light. Photosynthesis, if we go by the definition, is the process by which plants make their own food using chlorophyll in the leaves. Photosynthesis is a long process in which plants need some raw materials. You all know that plants cannot make food without any raw material. So they need carbon dioxide, water and this sunlight to make the food that we eat, or starch you can say. Then leaves are the food factories of plants, and how the leaves gain the CO2. We know leaves are like this. If you put a leaf under a microscope, you will see small holes in it, which are called stomata. These holes are guarded by guard cells, and which makes them open or close. These holes help to intake CO2 in the leaves. CO2. Carbon dioxide is gained by stomata. You can study the diagram of stomata in your NCERT books. Then here comes a green pigment called chlorophyll. In leaves, there is a green pigment called chlorophyll. Without chlorophyll, leaves cannot make their own food. So, carbon dioxide is taken by the leaves. Now, let us draw a plant like this. And here are its roots. This is its stem, leaves. Now, CO2 is taken by the leaves. Okay. But what else we need? Water. Water is taken by the roots. This root, water. Water then transported to the leaves for photosynthesis. Now, how is water transported? There are tissues named vessels. Vessels. These are pipe-like structures all over the plant. They form a pathway by which water is transported from the root to the upper parts of the plant, like stem, leaves, for the proper use or proper utilization of water. Now we got CO2 and we got water. Sunlight is there in us because we have the sun in our solar system. So we also gain the sunlight from sun. Now these three things, sunlight, CO2 and water, these three things in leaves make food, which is basically starch, a type of carbohydrate. So we can write photosynthesis as a simpler equation in the form carbon dioxide plus water gives rise to with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll. It forms carbohydrate and oxygen. Now, this is the main point. Why is photosynthesis so necessary? First point is it is necessary because it gives us food. We can't live without photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a very unique process carried out by only green plants. We cannot do photosynthesis because we don't have the chlorophyll. We have everything else but we don't have the chlorophyll in our body. So here we got to know that oxygen is also released after photosynthesis. Oxygen is a life-making gas. We inhale oxygen for our survival. So photosynthesis is necessary in two aspects. What are the 2 points by which photosynthesis is necessary? First is it gives us food. Second is it gives us oxygen. So photosynthesis is a process in which green plants make their own food. So that's why we say grow green plants, grow more plants, because photosynthesis we can't do, only plants can do. Then you can also see the diagram in your NCERT textbook, the diagram of photosynthesis. Then oxygen is released, as I have shown you. Oxygen is released during photosynthesis. Okay. Then there comes a question in this textbook that we also see leaves with other colors like red, yellow, and sometimes the leaves are dark purple. So how do they also perform photosynthesis? The answer is yes. Because the leaves are red colored or yellow colored because of the pigments. Pigments are something you can say substances in leaves. They are abundant in nature, so they make the leaf look like red. But the leaf also has chlorophyll and it can perform photosynthesis also. So any plant which is alive can perform photosynthesis and it should have chlorophyll. Necessary it is. Then we have seen algae. What is algae? Algae, you have seen green patches in ponds, stagnant water. They are called algae. They are green because they contain chlorophyll and they can also make their own food. So they are also autotrophs. Plants are also autotrophs. We are heterotrophs. Then synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrates. Like we need carbohydrate, protein, fats. Plants also need that. So plants can make carbohydrates using photosynthesis. Fats they don't need. And what about protein? Protein is a nitrogenous substance. Protein is made by nitrogen. So how can plants gain nitrogen? We all know there is 72%, about 72% nitrogen in atmosphere. They cannot get it in the form of air. So what do plants do? Like this is a plant and here are its roots. So assume that this is a leguminous plant. Plants take nitrogen in the soluble form from the roots, from the soil and through the roots. So but there is a bacteria named Rhizobium. It is present in the roots. Rhizobium. It helps in intake of oxygen, intake of nitrogen to the plants. So if the plants cannot take the nitrogen in the air, they can take it through the soil with the help of Rhizobium bacteria. We will study more about it in the end of the chapter. Then comes other modes of nutrition in plants. There are some plants which don't have chlorophyll. Then what can they do? We will see more solutions about it. Then we will study about heterotrophic modes of nutrition in plants. Let's see. Assume that there is a tree and you might have seen yellow colored patches. It is also given in your NCERT book, which is called amarbeil. Amarbeil is yellow colored plant, also called Cuscuta. It is a plant which lacks chlorophyll, so it cannot make it on food. Then what does it do? It uses heterotrophic mode of nutrition. It lies on a host, which is this tree. The plant which gives the nutrition is host. This tree is host, and the plant which sucks up the nutrition, which is amarbeil, is called the parasite. Parasites are really harmful to the host plants because they take all the valuable nutrients from the plants. Okay. Then there comes a question in your textbook that are we also parasite to plant? Then it is no. Because being a parasite, there should be three conditions which need to be satisfied. The parasite should be smaller than the host and it should directly take nutrients from the host. And the third is, which is most important, the parasite should lie on or in the host. So we don't lie on plants, as you all know. That's why we are not parasites. But some other insects like hair lices are called parasites. So this is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plants. Example is amarbeil, as you have seen. Now there is a new case. Have you seen plants which eat animals? So let's understand it by an example. You might have not seen this plant, but it is given in your textbook. A picture plant. Its leaves are like this, and here is a picture. Great. So these plants in this picture, it traps some insects and then digests them using the juices present in this picture. So these plants, these type of plants which eat insects are called insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants. So now we need to know, if they can perform photosynthesis, they are also green colored, why do they need to eat insects? The answer is for nitrogen. Nitrogen supply they need to intake insects, because sometimes the soil is not having the nitrogen, the amount of nitrogen the plant wants. So it may lack in nitrogen. Then what optional it has? It has some pitchers. It eats insects through these pitchers and gains nitrogen from that insect's body. And what are the structures of pitchers? It is like it have some hair like this in pitcher. Then when an insect sits on its pitcher, it gets entangled in here and the lid is closed. Then it gets digested by the juices inside the pitcher. This is how insectivorous plants work. So far we have studied autotrophic mode of nutrition, heterotrophic modes of nutrition in plants, and insectivorous plants. Today we will do that. That's all for today. Now the next part of chapter we will do in next video. Thank you.